Hola amigos, how are we all doing? Hope you're all well. So today's video we're going to go over the deadlift. Alright, so deadlift, a fundamental movement. Alright, we pick things up from the ground every day. It is important that people learn how to deadlift safely and correctly. Alright, so muscles worked in the deadlift is pretty much every muscle. Alright, so it is a great exercise if done correctly. Alright, so to get set up for the deadlift, a lot to take in here, guys, alright? So really take this in carefully, listen carefully, and execute, alright? So, first of all, we want to set the bar up. Make sure that your plates are on the pads and plates aren't on the wood, alright? So plates are on the pad. And from here, we want to step under the bar. Find your feet position where you feel comfortable, right? Typically, you're going to be about hip width apart, or just a little bit further out than hip width, and maybe your toes pointing slightly out. But again, we're all different. What works for me and what feels good for me won't feel good for you, all right? Now, depending on your height as well, will determine kind of how your back's going to look, right? But you do not need to have a straight back when you deadlift, but what you do need to do is be able to create tension, to be able to breathe and brace correctly to support your spine or give it stability, all right, guys? So, find your feet position. And we basically want to get your tongue, right, the tongue of your shoes under that bar, all right? So your shins are going to be quite close. From there, we're just going to lean over and we're going to grab the bar, right? Now from there, your hands are going to be a little bit out with your thighs. So when you deadlift, the hands are going to be out with the thighs here, all right? So feet under the bar, tongue under the bar, lean over, grab the bar, and then from here what we're going to do is we're going to bend at the knees. Bend at the knees until your shins hit the bar, right? Shins have hit the bar. Now what we want to do is we want to start creating tension. So we want to get our shoulder blades down, right? So think about your shoulder blades going into your back pockets. You're trying to drive them down the way, yeah? So shoulder blades are down, and you're going to just lift your chest up slightly, bum down. From here, you'll maybe hear this little noise. That's called your slack, right? You have to take the slack first to create tension, all right? So, I've taken the slack, and then I'm going to give you a little cue here of imagining that you're going to bend the bar, right? So you've got the bar and you're trying to bend it, or you're trying to snap that bar. What that's going to do is basically activate your lat muscles here. Right, we can engage these muscles, right? Very important that all these muscles are engaged and contracted to give stability at your spine, to basically just give it protection and give you more power, all right? So as I say, you've got the bar, and you go bend the bar. So we're in position, shins are against it, take your slack, bend the bar, and a big breath, and then push through your feet. Once the bar gets to your knees about here, hips through, squeeze your glutes. And then from here we're going to hinge and then back down, yeah? You can see the bar is still in the exact same position as when it left the ground. Same again, we're going to take the slack, sit the bum down, chest up a little bit, bend the bar, big breath, drive up, and then hips through, squeeze your glutes. Keep the tension in your back, do not let that tension in the back go, and then hinging at the hip, and then back down, yeah? The bending the bar, the snapping the bar is super important, because when you lock out here, hips through, these muscles need to be contracted, yeah? If you let that tension go, what will happen is when you're going down, your shoulders will round and the bar will take you, and the chances are your weight will shift forward. Alright guys, so as I say, I would watch this video a few times and practice that. Yeah, it's very important that you get that slack first, create that tension, big breath, and then hips through and squeeze. But it's super important that you keep the tension in your back from when you go down, because if you look now, if I let go of this tension, I go rounded. And that's what we don't want. Alright guys, so done correctly, one of the best exercises you can do. Not done correctly, then you might end up with a wee bit of a sore back, alright? But again, just focus on your breathing, brace the core, squeeze the bar as hard as you can, and just push yourself through that, through the ground. And as I say, when the bar gets to the knees, hips through, squeeze, and then like an RDL, keeping the bar nice and close to us. All right guys, I hope that video's helped. Cheers.